something which we've ever been able to do, and I think that's big actually. And no matter we might say that the size or the numero uno position has happened because others haven't done well. It doesn't matter. There will be enough people who'll say the set of negative things, but the fact is that we are the largest growing economy in the world today, and that is friends really huge. Uh, I don't think anyone in this room or anyone on the Zoom would have thought that with a close to $30 billion outflow, which is what, close to 2.5 lakh crores, give or take, India would be positive on the equity markets this year. I did not think so. $30 billion of outflow is a huge amount of money, and that kind of money could have just shaken us up big time with outflows of this size. But what has helped is, I think, domestic flows and massively strong SIP flows. And that to me going forward, I again don't see SIP flows coming off. And if the SIP flows continue, if you have the the uh, the PF money or the regulatory money which keeps going into the ETFs, etc., etc. I think things obviously uh, will not be shaky. So these two to me have obviously been the big positives. Growth numbers, the fact that with the kind of outflows which we've seen in this calendar year, and yet from the lows of June to see a 15-20% upside on the broad benchmark is something which I think is completely unprecedented as far as Indian equities are concerned. Uh, what would I be worried about? It's actually going to boil down to the same old things which we've been worried about for the full year. I don't think any one of us knew same time last year that there will be the Ukraine crisis or there will be the war. And obviously, a lot of things which happened have happened post that. Uh, whether it's uh, whether it's whatever related to the war, whether it's on energy prices, gas prices, oil prices, and what have you, which led to inflation, which led to recession in large economies of the world. And then the automatic step of interest rates. And all these things, friends, are obviously detrimental to the health of the economy and to the health of, thus, to the health of equity markets. And these are issues which we can keep dissecting and trisecting and do whatever we want to do about it. But ultimately, it's going to play out over the next 12 to 18 months. And how the largest economy in the world shapes up to this, how Europe shapes up to this, is there an end state which one looks at to the war? How is oil going to behave uh, going forward, and thus or the inflation, how is it going to pan out? Uh, so these are complicated questions which I'll actually leave my friends to answer. Uh, but having said that, at the cost of being repetitive, I think purely on the positive side, I think it's been a very, very surprisingly good year for us. With this kind of FI outflow, to be able to be closing in the positive, and from the lows of June to have a ramp up of 15 to 20% on the Nifty is something which I think the government, the regulators, all of us should really be thrilled about that. Just one last thing before I hand over to Shrikant for taking us through the report. Uh, It's been at the back of my mind for quite some time that, and I don't know whether this is technical, this is fundamental, but will we continue to be termed as an emerging market, or how long will we continue to be termed as an emerging market? At a $3 trillion economy, even if the growth rates which one is talking about of the 6.5, 6.75, give or take, whatever, 5, 10,